Hello and welcome to Spy Money. We're going to talk about TOS, Thinkorswim platform with TD Ameritrade. That is the platform that I've chosen to use. I like it real well. It is very robust. There's the only quirk about it is the trend lines move a little bit on you, but they're working on that. And sometimes at market open, it doesn't work quite as fast as it should. But I don't really trade at market open, so that's fine with me. And what I do like about it is the charting's good. You can have watch list over here. So like your main stocks, that's what I call it. Those are stocks I trade on a kind of a regular basis. And you can click on them, and let's just take SPY for instance. That's what everybody goes to. Well, actually, SPY's up, but you can change like different charts and stuff. There's a lot of things you can do with it. But today we're going to talk about the setup. How do you set it up to make your default settings? So go up here to setup, go to application settings, and then you come down here and there's different things you can do. So like your order defaults, that's probably one of the main things you want to work on. If you go to order defaults and you go to stocks, and you can choose how you want it to buy. So if you want this to automatically go to a limit, you can. So when it pops up down in this bottom of the screen, that little pop up, and it always says market, limit, or whichever, then you can have that. I keep mine on market because I don't even really use that anyway on the stocks. I use the active trader. And your stop type is the mark. That is the actual ticker price that it is right now. And then as far as the maximum quantity of orders, I have unlimited. That way I can choose whatever I want. You can type in you can put 2,000 to where you can't, buy more than 2,000 shares by accident. Whatever you want. I have mine unlimited because I look at everything. Uh, Default quantity of orders. So when you pop that up and on your active screen or your active trader screen, it'll be a default of 1,000 to pop up. So when you're buying shares or whatever you think you should have, whether it be, say you just want a default of 100 shares, you plan on buying that, or if you want 10,000 shares or whatever. So you put that in there and it will automatically go to default whenever you're, in your active trader. Every time you hit the plus sign, this is the 100. So if I had a plus, it'll add another 100 shares. So that's what I have for that. My options, I actually need to change that to limit. So my options I keep on limit, and my maximum quantity of options is unlimited. My default is 10 because usually whenever I buy, I'll buy 10 or more. And the order quantity increments is 1. So maybe I want 15, so I could hit, automatically come up 10, and then I hit the plus sign 5 times and it's 15. So you could change this to whatever you want, but that's how I have mine set up. And your futures, it depends on how you want it. The default order type, if you do the trail stop, it'll automatically go to that, and that's set up in a different area. But you can change this to whatever you want. So if you automatically want, a limit sale or whichever, then you can. So I use the trail stop. And then the default top stop, you've got your standard bid ask mark. So I keep it on standard, and it automatically will fill a little bit quicker for me. So on the maximum quantity of orders, again, you can put, to where you can't trade more than so many contracts each time. It won't let you. I keep mine unlimited because I watch it. Contracts usually I buy one at a time because, like on an ES contract, it'll cost you, somewhere between, depending on the market price. Right now, I think it's around 6,500 or so out of your own account. So you can't go in and buy 1,000 contracts or anything. It's not like options. And then when you use your plus or minus, it'll raise it one at a time. Futures, the option, I put a limit on there so I can actually pick the price unlimited, and then usually I need to change that to a 1 because the default quantity, if you have 10, I mean you're talking major money. I mean you're spending sometimes $30,000 on 10, because a lot of times these future options on average will be like around $1,000 or so. So I'm gonna put that to 1 because I usually don't buy a whole lot of those compared to an option on an equity. And then your order increment, your plus or minus again would just be 1. And then if you go to your Forex, I don't trade the Forex, but you can trade this as well. I think the default quantity is 10,000. So you have to have at least 10,000, I think, in order to trade the Forex. And those are bought in lots and so forth. So, and then your quantity increment, you could change this to, if you wanted to change it to say 5,000, then you could do that as well. But we'll leave it at 10. And then your minimum price increment is 1 pip. So every time you hit your plus sign, that would be 1 pip. So if you know anything about Forex, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we're going to apply those settings, and then I'm going to go back into it again. And then if your account, you can display whatever account you want, if you want a new one or whichever. I display all mine, and that way I can go over to this little drop down list, and then I can click which account I want. And then your default account, you pick which one you want. So if you had 10 accounts down through there, then you could do that. Your currency, your US dollar is what I'm in America, so that's what we use. And then once you get this set up, then you come over to your orders, and you just go through here and you just pick whatever you want. But the main thing is to get your account set up how you want it, and get your order defaults. That's the main thing. You can do your like your startup, where it's actually going to be loading up again. So if you want it to where when you exit out, you want it to load exactly the way it was when you exited out, or you could just make it go to your home screen or whichever. So that's how I use the setup, and there's more to it. You just go through and click and decide what you want. That'd be too long of a video doing otherwise. So that should work out real good for you, and just we'll do some more videos on some other things. But once you get your account set up, I will tell you this one. Once you set this all up, if you go up into here, the one thing you want to do is you want to save this workspace. And if you don't save this workspace and something happens and you load another one, you will lose everything you've got. So go into Save Workspace As, and then just call it what you want. My name's Brad, so I just call it Brad's. And that way, if anything ever happens, you can always go back up here, and then you can just click on whatever you saved, and then it's going to be fine. So you don't lose all your information. So that's one thing I messed up on, because I loaded someone else's workspace and then I didn't like it, and I tried to come back to mine and it was all gone. I had to start all over. So that is very important. So, but look through that. There's a lot of other things you can look through, and decide what you want to do with this. And then we're going to do some more videos on other parts, but that should get you set up. Have a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe.